Hey, it's Thomas DeLauer with BeFit, and in today's video I want to show you exactly what you can do if you accidentally ingest a few too many carbs. Because we've all been there. You know, you've got some temptation right in front of you and you dive right into the carbohydrates that you were planning on not diving into. So just like anything in life, it comes down to being prepared. And I'm going to show you in this video 4 simple ways that you can be prepared to reduce the impact of those carbohydrates. So let's jump right in and show you what you can do. So step 1 is going to be taking some chromium. And I've talked about chromium in a lot of my videos before. And what chromium is a trace mineral. And that trace mineral helps the uptake of glucose into the muscle cell. So how that correlates with carbohydrate ingestion is the fact that when you take a chromium pill, it's going to allow your body to utilize those carbohydrates properly and shuttle them right into the muscle where they can be used for energy. Because otherwise, if the glucose is just floating through your bloodstream and not getting used up in the muscle, it goes to the liver, and then the liver converts it into a triglyceride. And once it's a triglyceride, it's a lot easier to store that carbohydrate as fat. So simply taking chromium malate, not chromium picolinate, but chromium malate, can utilize those carbohydrates and allow your body to use them later when they're actually needed, like when you're working out or when you're doing cardio. And step 2 is going to be adding some cinnamon to some green tea. And the reason that you're going to use cinnamon is because it's got a very similar effect to chromium. In fact, what it does is it lowers the blood sugar over the course of the day. So whereas chromium helps you instantly uptake those carbohydrates into the muscle cell, cinnamon sort of lowers the blood sugar throughout the day. So instead of having a spike in blood sugar that crashes hard, you're going to have sort of a gentle bell curve that's going to make those carbohydrates a little bit longer lasting and slower digesting within the body. And the reason that you're going to put that cinnamon in some green tea is because green tea has polyphenols that block the production of an enzyme called amylase. That enzyme, amylase, is responsible for breaking down starches into glucose. If you don't have the enzyme to break down the starches, then your body doesn't get the glucose, which means it doesn't necessarily get the carb impact from what you just ate. In fact, a randomized study has shown that drinking 4 ounces of green tea will block up to 87% of the production of that amylase enzyme. So step 3 is to implement a couple of quick bouts of high-intensity interval training. And the reason that you're going to do that is you want your body to utilize those carbohydrates properly in their useful form when you're doing high-intensity exercise. You see, the big mistake that a lot of people make is they do long bouts of low-intensity, kind of steady-state cardio after they overindulge on food. Well, the thing is you're not really utilizing carbohydrates when you exercise like that. If you're utilizing maybe less than 60% of your maximum heart rate, your body is running on what's called beta oxidation, which in other words is running on fat rather than utilizing carbohydrates. But the cool thing is all you have to do is just a couple minutes. If you overindulge on some carbohydrates, you just need to do about 5 bouts of intervals. And what I mean by that is like 20 seconds on of a hard sprint on either a treadmill or a bike or an elliptical, followed by a minute of recovery, and then another 20 seconds. So you're just going to repeat that 5 times. You can overall be done with your workout in about 10 minutes and burn up most of the carbs that you accidentally ingested. Next up is to pop a magnesium pill. And again, I've done videos on magnesium. Magnesium is really becoming one of those wonder minerals that does so much. But in addition to lowering your blood sugar, much like chromium and much like cinnamon, magnesium also quiets what's called the NMDA receptor, which means it'll allow you to sleep better. You see, sometimes after we have a cheat meal or after we have too many carbohydrates, the brain is wired with sugar and it's hard to sleep. And if you're not sleeping well, then you're not metabolizing food well, and it's a lot easier for food to be stored as fat. So simply taking some magnesium will lower your blood sugar levels over the night, but it will also quiet the receptor that would normally wake the brain. So you're simply killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're lowering your blood sugar and you're allowing your brain to relax so that you get a restful night's sleep. So not only you're burning fat overnight, but you can wake up in the morning and get more done and get right back on the right track to an efficient workout. So now, simply put, you're prepared for a carb attack. You've got a 4-step approach that you can utilize when you go to town on the carbs and you weren't meant to. So the first thing that you're going to do, remember, you're going to take some chromium, and then you're going to have some green tea with some cinnamon. Then you're going to do some high-intensity interval training. Then you're going to pop about 250 milligrams of magnesium and get a restful night's sleep. Thanks for watching. See you in the next BeFit video.